Hello friends, hello coaches, how are you? This is your Executive and Life Coach Rick Serrano saying hello from Luxembourg. Today we are continuing with our series of videos called What the Heck is Time? We started this series of videos 3 weeks ago. We have given an introduction. We have reviewed Aristotle 2 weeks ago and Saint Augustine last week. And today we're going to study Edmund Husserl. Edmund Husserl, the German philosopher, 1859-1938, father of the phenomenology. He's going to be concerned with time, but specifically with the phenomena around time. That means he's going to be interested in how you experience time, how you personally live time. So notice how this is drastically opposing the concepts introduced by Aristotle, where time was outside of us and what's governing us from the outside. And also contrasting with what we will see next week when we will analyze Kant. Kant will also say time is completely objective to you. It's not connected. It's totally independent of you. Edmund Husserl is going to say, no. I really care about time as something that you experience, something that you experiment, something that you feel. And he's going to talk about a couple of concepts. Very interestingly, listen. First of all, he's going to talk about the internal conscience. He says, you need to take internal conscience of time. This is called in German, inneres Bewusstsein. I am conscious of the internal conscience that I am in time. And then he invents a word called Zeitbewusstsein, which means I am conscious of time. I have this conscience that time exists and that I am somehow connected to time. Now, how do I realize about that? Asks Husserl. He wonders, how do I notice that? And he says, I notice it because I do like a shutdown of my system. In German, it is called the Ausschaltung. Like when you turn off an engine, when you turn off the lights, it's like I make a stop and then I see, oh, okay, now I realize, I am conscious, I am aware, even if it's only for an instant, even if it's only for a moment, I realize that I am in time. Pay attention once again to the use of the preposition in. The prepositions are very important in philosophy, remember this always. And when we say we are in time, Husserl says, okay, but what is this in, that when I say I am in time, what is exactly this? And he says, what really matters here is what I can apprehend from time. What can I grasp from time? And he says, well, and the only thing that I can really grasp about time is what I take conscious of. That means what I perceive. So he's going to be preoccupied with perception. And he's going to be preoccupied with perception because through my perception, I feel. And when I feel, I get notice. I notice time. I am conscious. I am zeitbewusst. And then I know that I am in time. And then Husserl is going to say, okay, there's two concepts that I want to elaborate on when I want to explain time. And he says, okay, one is going to be retention and the other one is going to be remembering. Retention is like a primary memory of things, and rememorizing is like a secondary memory. Now the first one, retention, how is he going to explain it? He's going to say retention is like, when a sound happens. So say like when I create a sound, you listen to it, it comes the sound, it happens, and then it stops. So it's like 3 moments. It happens, it goes, and it went, right? And Husserl, more than 100 years ago, was preoccupied with the moment of now. Any reference to Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, okay? Well, Husserl, 100 years ago, was already preoccupied with this now. And he says, I care about now, but, not as the now as a point, as a specific point in a line, but rather, he says, I care about that now as an long intention. He says, it's like an intention that I put in things, but elongated. Once again, also like St. Augustine was talking about this elongation. But the additional ingredient that Husserl brings in is the intention. So the intention that you put in things, the intention that you how you experience life, how you experience time, how you experience your universe in a word. This is very important also when we talk in coaching. What are you doing with your time? You know, what is your intention? How do you compenetrate with that time, right? Okay, so now he's gonna say, okay, the Zeit object, he calls it Zeit object, an object of time, is gonna start, then it stops, and then it's gonna fall into the past. And in that falling to the past, it's like every time, you know, it's like defumating itself. It's like diluting itself. It's like going backwards. And, you know, he says that falling into the past is not something that happens and interrupts the flow of things. It's not like a rupture. It's not like you know, like a break. No, he says, no. This is more like I'm here with you in the now, and then I like go a little bit away slowly, and I softly disappear, and I fall into the past, and then you only have like a slight memory. That is like this falling into the past. No? The present moment, he calls it in German the Jetztpunkt. Jetzt means now, Punkt means point, so the point of now, the Jetztpunkt. And he says, well, retention, that first memory, retention is what connects me to the things that have fallen into my past. It is through retention that I still have a foot there in the past, through retention. That's the first concept. And then the other concept is going to be remembering. Remembering is like, okay, the things, it's like, you know, when a comet crosses the skies and you only see the tail of the comet. Okay, that tail is like, you know, that very distant memory that you have. Yeah, I see it, but you know, it's distant, it's going away because it doesn't have a foot in the present time anymore. It is past, as opposed to the retention that I'm still grasping it, I'm still holding to it. The remembering is, you know, far distant in the past. Well, these are the concepts, and he's going to say the focus should be on the present. Focus should be on how you experience, how you experiment this. And he says the present time, the present tense, is the only source, the only well from where everything comes out. He says, he calls that in German the Quellpunkt. Quell is like a well where water comes out. No? And he's going to say the present time is that Quellpunkt from which we experience everything. All the phenomena he can explain out of that Quellpunkt that emerges from the present time. Well, this has been a mini capsule in 7 minutes. This is what I can do, folks, bear with me, about what time is for Edmund Husserl, father of phenomenology. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Next week we will be reviewing Kant, and then the following week we will be reviewing Heidegger, which is my favorite, of course. So I will see you here next week. I hope you stay healthy. And if you have enjoyed this video, please share and please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comment, questions, critics, whatever, please write it down here down in the channel directly. Some of you are very generous and send me emails or send me WhatsApps. I appreciate it very much more if you simply write it down here so that everybody can read them as well. Thank you very much. Rick Serrano, your Executive Life Coach from Luxembourg. Take good care and stay healthy. Bye-bye.